All right. This presentation I originally developed for the European Union because there's a work group where we're looking at digital innovations, and a big important part of the innovations isn't just the technology or the product or the company, but the business model. How do you make money? So, how do you make money? Like when we talk about creating a product that's of value to a customer, it's a value proposition. We're identifying a need, we're creating a product or service, and that customer may want it. Okay? But there's another step. How many people have created value for markets but not made money? A lot. Okay? So, to be a successful business, you need to come up with a step called value extraction. That's how you make money. So there's a lot of historical business models. The most famous or most established over time is make a product, sell it to the customer. Offer a service, the customer pays. But with the internet, what's happened? Who pays to use a site on the internet? Nobody. With the internet, everything's free. Okay, who pays to watch broadcast TV? Who pays to watch the news? Nobody. So those are all products and services that have evolved to a business model which is not customer buys. What? You pay taxes for it. No, actually, most of their money is from advertising. For TV, okay. So historical is buy, license, paper transaction, but now it's the innovative models that get the consumers and catch investors' attention. They transform how things are done. And with the digital world, it's a whole new realm because you can use the internet to facilitate transactions, settlement, discovery. So look at some business model trends. In the 50s, you had mass production, 60s, aggregation, 70s, specialization, 80s, built in time, and then 1990s was the crazy internet revolution. As a result of these trends, look at the companies that emerged. Mass production, McDonald's. Aggregation, megastores, Walmart. Built to order, Dell. And then the internet revolution with Amazon, or Southwest Airlines, or Ryanair, companies which could cut their costs by using the internet. Okay, so there's business model challenges, right? Layer, which is, I love Layer. Layer was the pioneer in augmented reality. Okay, when I saw some of the demos of Layer, where they could overlay some information on a picture or something, and they did it so beautifully. And that was a Dutch company, okay? But the place where they fell is that the team was primarily technical, and they didn't think about business models, and they didn't think about ways to make money. And so as a result, they didn't make very much money, and they were recently acquired by a UK company. Google is the other one. They had no obvious way to make money. And with AdWords, that's how they made money. So your initial product and selling it, oftentimes in today's world, is not what makes you money. And then business models can change, because you've got the HP printer. This is my HP printer I bought. It was $2,000 in 1992. Yes, I spent $2,000 on a printer. Are you guys laughing at me? I know, okay? Okay, good. You're just laughing with me. Now you got the HP printers, they're all less than $100. HP changed their business model. Now it's about making money. An important thought is to make the business model, the revenue stream, recurring. Any recurring revenue stream is better than one big lump sum. It seems like it'll take a long time, but time goes by very fast. I've signed up for so many $10 services I forgot, and then I look at my Visa bill and go, I've been paying for that for 3 years? Yeah, who's done that? Okay. Nothing is really free. We always hear about free service, free service. Nothing is free. Have you heard of this service called Free Conference? Okay, so how many of you have been on a conference call where you call a conference bridge? Okay. How many of you pay for that service? Okay. Free conference, you get the same thing for free. You get your own number and give it to other people and they can call in for free. So why are you paying for it? Okay. Cisco and Citrix, they charge $50 for a conferencing service. I have a WebEx account from Cisco that I can give the numbers to people they can call in. Free conference is free, though the quality isn't as good. But how do they offer it for free when other people are charging $50? When I heard about this service and I used it, it was like, it just bugs me. Something is wrong, okay? I can't imagine this company is a charity to provide services for all these rich Silicon Valley entrepreneurs who don't need charity. So this is what happens, is in the telco world, right? Let's say this is Klaus here at Stenden, and he wants to call me in San Francisco. Who's your operator here? So he pays KPN to call me, right? But what happens is KPN pays AT&T a termination charge, right? So what Free Conference figured out is there are some remote places. What's a place that's really remote here in Netherlands? Leeuwarden. Okay, all right. Well, this is the way Leeuwarden can make money, okay? Is Free Conference gets lots of numbers with Leeuwarden's exchange. So when I'm in San Francisco and I want all my colleagues around the world to get on a conference call, I give them a Leeuwarden number. And they all call Leeuwarden. And then all these operators of all these people calling in have to pay Leeuwarden's telco. Good idea, huh? And then participants call in, and the operator, the telco in Leeuwarden, pays Free Conference for getting all these people to call. Isn't this brilliant? Making something out of nothing? It's like crazy smart. So, I'm going to move forward and talk about some of the trends in today's world. Collaborative consumption. Everyone goes, yeah, I know it. But we don't realize how much this has permeated our world. Airbnb. I have toured all the nicest properties in Amsterdam on Airbnb. So if anyone wants a nice holiday, let me know, and I'll introduce you to the owners. People can rent their homes, right? And it's over 190 countries, and 15 million nights have been booked, right? Who would have ever thought renting out their place? Like, I'm never home because I'm traveling. I should rent out my place. Except my 2 sons are hanging out there holding their parties. And then there's also, you can even rent your car now. So if you drive to work and you sit there for 8 hours a day, Relay Rides allows you to rent your car to people and drive it, and you make money while you're sitting at work. And then they've dealt with the insurance payments and everything. Pretty cool, huh? Then another element is crowdsourcing. And we know lots of examples for crowdsourcing, but there's too few resources, not enough time. So crowdsourcing is everywhere. One way the crowdsourcing happens is in evaluating. Is there eBay here? What? Marketplace? Do you use it? Okay. So you've got eBay, and then you have all this ratings on the people, the buyers and the sellers, right? I don't buy from anyone unless their rating is 97% or higher. Okay? So as a result, the crowd provides the ratings, and then people choose whether or not to make a transaction based on that rating. I'm not buying from someone who's 70%. And as a result, eBay no longer has to run their escrow service, where you wire them the money, they hold the money, they wait till someone says, yes, I received it in good condition, they release it. That was a huge cost center for eBay. But by setting up a crowdsourcing evaluation, eBay cut out a huge cost. And they charge us more for transaction fees. I just sold something on eBay for $80 and they charged me $8. So, but do you see how using crowdsourcing, they decrease costs? And then user-generated content, YouTube. You know, they didn't have to create content. They just let all the users do it. Same thing with Vimeo, right? The Flipboard is one of the hot Silicon Valley companies. They came up with a way to aggregate social media content. It didn't make money. So now their latest model is to do user-generated magazines. This one I think is so cool, especially since you're a university and there's research being done here. When I had to write this presentation for the EU last July on business models, first thing I did was throw on Facebook, help me, everybody give me your ideas of business models. So I got all my friends to do the work, and then I got to go to Brussels and eat chocolates. Don't talk to me about that. And then Foldit is really cool. It's an app where folding DNA is one of the challenges on how to fold DNA and fit it, but it's not something you can teach a machine to do. It has to be simply trial and error. And so Foldit put this challenge online for science students to play it. And so they're solving this big scientific problem by crowdsourcing it. And what was interesting is when I was working on this presentation for the EU, I discovered Foldit, and I thought, what a great example. And then my son walks by. Mom, what are you doing with Foldit? I go, talking about it in a presentation. I go, how do you know about Foldit? He's like, oh, my science teacher makes us do it in class every day. And then crowdfunding, which you guys know. So many things are now being crowdfunded. And then there's new businesses springing up with companies which teach companies how to crowdfund. There's a guy in Amsterdam, Pim Baptiste, and he's created a service to help companies market to crowdfunding platforms. So if you need any help, I can introduce you to him. Oh, you do it here. Excellent. Leonard here does it too. You don't have to go to Amsterdam. But this last business model, I think, is currently the hottest in today's market. It's about monetizing data. There's so much data floating around, especially in the digital world with the sensors. I mean, everything you do is collecting data. In fact, there's a secret camera in that new TV you bought that's taking data of you. Just kidding. Okay. And Blue Kai, which is a company which went out and scrubbed data from the internet and packaged it. It was started by a Stanford student. It was making like $300 million within 2 years, a year. They just got sold to Oracle this year, or last year. I keep forgetting we're in 2015. Okay. Now, in the shopping arena, in the past, shopping retail, it was always transaction-based or percentage-based. Like I refer someone to you, I get a referral fee. or if I refer someone to you, I get a percentage of it. This shopping app, Blue Kangaroo, they're doing a new business model. They have a shopping app. They right now have about 3 million people using their app. And their business model is not revenue share or transaction. What they're doing is when they've got 3 million consumers using it as a jump-off point to retail and what they look at, they're capturing all that data and they're selling that. So monetizing data is huge now, and it's really enabled by today's world with all the sensors and the digital networks. So at the end of the day, Google doesn't charge us for anything. Why? They're collecting data and they're monetizing that. Are they free? Nothing is free. That's what I keep telling my kids. You think it's free, it comes out of mom's pocket. I remember when they were little kids, they go, Mom, can we use your plastic cards for free money? So Google's collecting data, analyzing it, monetizing it, primarily by targeted advertising. But selling data is actually not a new concept. It's an old concept that's been taken to new levels. So, you know when they scan your groceries with the barcode? That started in about, refresh my memory, 80s, 90s? 90s, late 80s, 90s. They put in these scanners as a cost center for inventory control, okay? But then, Safeway stores, they went, wait a moment, we're collecting data. We can analyze trends. So they aggregated the data, analyzed it, and started selling it back to the marketers, back to the consumer goods company, and made $10 million a month. And my professor at Berkeley was one of the guys who did that. So they were selling our data back then. And now Safeway has all these apps on my phone and on my iPad, so they can see which products I look at. Yes, I do keep looking at the vodka and the scotch, but, so they're collecting data. This is a lot of what happens in terms of innovative business models is taking what's done in the past and taking it to new levels. Sort of like we've always had auctions, like the auction houses, and then we ended up with eBay. Okay? So think of all these things as you're trying to make money, as Stenden's looking for business models. There's new ways to extract value. Oh, this is my last example. Okay. Do you think people should be paid to work or people should be paid to play? Paid to play. You sound like my kids. Okay, I have an 18-year-old and I have a 22-year-old. So that's my son. Okay? He's an engineering student, and he works in a machine shop designing parts and building them. And he works 12 hours a day, but he loves what he's doing. Okay? He makes $1,800 a month as a university intern. Okay? This is his cousin, Patrick, who dropped out of school, can't keep a job, and plays games all day long. Okay? My son, Max, comes home, and he goes, Mom, do you know Patrick made $2,000 last month playing games? I'm like, what? He's like, Mom, you should have let me play more games. I'm like, what? So, play games. Do you guys heard of Twitch? Okay. Twitch. Have you heard of Justin TV? Justin TV was a free video streaming site that wasn't making money. So the CEO of Justin TV said to his 3 VPs, take our technology and start a new business. One of the VPs started Twitch. What Twitch is it's a broadcasting site for gamers. So gamers can go and sign up for Twitch, and then when they're playing games, it's broadcast to the world. And if you're a really good gamer, all these people want to watch you play and see how you killed that dragon, or how you knocked down that castle, or how you shot that person, right? So Twitch now, some of the best gamers I went on, you have 10,000 people watching them play at one time. And what Twitch does is you've got 10,000 targeted audience. They sell advertising around that gameplay. Okay? Because they know what type of people are watching, and then they do a revenue share. They give a percentage of the advertising revenue to the game player, like my nephew. And then another way my nephew makes money is there's a box there that you can text. And in his text box, he says, since you're watching me play, you should donate, and here's my PayPal account. So the little brat who dropped out of college and plays games all day and we've yelled at him is now making more money than my son, who's an engineer working his butt off. That's the new business model. Anyways, the last word I have to say about this, oh yeah, and Twitch was acquired by Amazon for, how much was it acquired for? It was acquired for, I think, $750 million in cash. Google offered $1.2 billion in stock, but the owners wanted cash. So they took the 700 million, okay? But the moral of the story is that the young people always figure out how to monetize what we tell them not to. Okay? Look at Bill Gates. Dad said, no, don't quit Harvard. He quits Harvard, starts his own company. Now his dad works for him. So, moral of the story is listen to our kids, and the more you tell them not to, the more they're going to show us wrong. So, oh yeah, that's me. For those of you who don't know, I started out as an engineer. Now I'm here. So you never know about the route you're going to take in life. Actually, I almost took fellowship at Princeton in mechanical engineering, and the person that took that position, because I chose not to do it, is now one of the architects of carbon trading, which is kind of funny. I'd rather be doing this. This is more fun. Okay, thank you very much.